Clocks are just calendars for people with no attention span. Calendars are just clocks for poor people. The Millennium Clock is probably one of my favourite new cards from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. But the weird thing is that during previous season, I thought it was a clock. And for the most part in this video, I kept calling it a clock when recording. I don't know why I think it's a clock. Maybe because it's one letter removed from cock, and I'm a dirty, dirty boy. Regardless, that's what we're playing today. We're playing the Millennium Calendar, or Millennium Clock, as I keep calling it. And we're playing blue-white control, because we are the fun police. We're here to stop other people from doing things, but unlike American police forces, we're trained in de-escalation. And by de-escalation, I mean I'm going to blow up the world. And whilst doing so, we're going to slowly tick up our clock. In many ways, it's the perfect win condition for a blue-white control deck that's biding its time. We're here for a long time, not a short time, and we are going to have all the fun while our opponents have none of it. If you want to buy Lost Caverns stuff, you can pick it up from coolstuffinc.com. There's a link in the description below. Hit that link and you get 5% off your order, and it helps support the show. And a big thank you to Wizards of the Coast for giving me access to an early access account to film some standard with it. If it wasn't for the fact that I was going on holiday, I would have filmed more than just this deck. I built a couple of standard decks to play with. Maybe I'll play some standard when I get back from holiday. Probably not, if I'm honest. I want to play Lost Caverns cards in Modern and Legacy and Historic, won't I? Right, let's spin some clocks. We're here for a long time, not a good time. We're digging for a Clock of Faithful Mending, but I can keep this. We've got a Shark and a Counterspell and a Wandering Emperor. Some of these cards are pretty good, I've heard. Play a tap land, because we've got the fast land in hand for next turn. We draw a clock, which is pretty decent on turn 1, right? Turn 2. Yeah, I'm just going to make a clock now. Play a coast and pass turn. Are they going to play a clock too? Is this the clock mirror? Candid Trail. That's fine, I think. So we make a white mana, then on our turn we untap. We put 2 counters on the Millennium Clock, so we're off to a good start. We play a Synchronous Coast and we just pass the turn. Now, what Disruption Protocol allows us to do is actually tap an untapped artifact we control. So it allows us to actually tap more stuff. So at the end of their turn, we're just going to activate our clock. 4 counters on there. We're going to tap this for white as well. Go to our turn, untap, clock's going to resolve going up to 8, make a land drop, and then it's going to pass back to them. And we're going to hold up all our mana for like counter spells or Wandering Emperors. This is a pretty good place to be. Good game, they say. What? In the early event thing, you're not really meant to like concede this early. You're meant to let your opponent do something. So that's pretty shit show from our opponent, if we're honest.
Another one.
Into our next round, into our opponent whose name's got mono red in it. So we might just get run over here. We can keep 3 lands, an interactive spell, a 4th land unlocks Wanderer, we've got Shark. This is pretty decent. Mirrex also allows us to make bodies to, well, not block with, but throw at our opponent, I guess. It's our other win con, maybe. Ideally, I want to land the Shark before I fire off Get Lost, so we get some creatures out of it to be able to block and interfere with our opponent. So, green-red land, I assume we're going to be seeing some dinos. Let's go Broker's Hideout. It needs to be tapped because of the sacrifice and grab a land. We're going to grab an island. We're only playing 1 hideout. Maybe 2, I think. I can't remember. Basically, it's a life gain tap land, in a sense. That thins our deck out a little bit. So we're against dinos. That's a yearling. Do we just let them play a creature next turn and hit us? No. I think I have to Get Lost that if they play something big. The great thing about killing like you're going me, Jesus Christ. The early access event has not been kind to me so far. Anyway, the thing about the killing a dino, if they've got the 6 mana 3/3, it's gonna play a Topiary Stomper here instead. I'm going to pause and think about Get Lost for a moment just to see if they're going to Yorgo me again. That'll be pretty funny, La Banda del Mono Red. We can let this resolve. This will become a 4/4. I'm just going to Get Lost the Belligerent Yearling now, because the Topiary Stomper can't attack or block unless they have 7 lands, so it's not going to be doing much next turn. So we've basically turned off their offensive output. They do have maps to go find lands, but the lands go to hand, of course. We find a counter spell, which is nice. Play Deserted Beach, and we're going to play, I guess, Chrome Seed Shark to get some bodies on the board here. Rona would dig us closer to the map. Not the map, sorry, the clock. I'm thinking about maps because they're hovering their maps. Topiary Stomper number 2. Puts them up to 5 lands in play. Land from hand, put them to 6 lands. Close to attacking. We're 1 land away from Sun Falling, which isn't terrible. They're going to map a Topiary Stomper. They find a Golter on top of their library. So they're big dinos, not aggro dinosaurs. I guess the aggro dinosaur deck's weird because there is no 1-drop dino. So I guess you are always kind of on that plan. We'll play Seachrome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands, attack for 2 creatures. I take a shit ton of damage, untap and Sunfall them. Or do I want to get a Wandering Emperor with them here? I probably have to Wandering Emperor the Galta further down the line. So we're going to go Seachrome Coast here, Rona here. We'll get to activate Rona next turn to draw and discard. I'm not blocking with Seed Shark, or am I? Probably am. No attacks. Let's conserve some life total here by blocking. Maybe they don't hit a land drop. Maybe they have to map to find the land drop. The map makes the land drop pretty consistent, to be fair. The downside of get lost here. So they're going to map. If it finds them a land, then our map's enabled them. So it doesn't find a land. Do they have a land in hand? Was that just to like conserve information? They don't. So the Topiary Stompers are attacking this turn. Looks like they're going to load up with a creature onto the board and then pass back to us. Okay, that's going to be another creature onto the board. That's fine. On our turn, I'm just going to play a Mirex. I'm going to cast... I'm going to go to combat. None of these have reach, right? Checking for the stealth reach. Draw a card and discard a card. Dog's going apeshit because the postman's here. BRB.
5 minutes later.
We pass back to our opponent after... We Sunfall! We play a Rona after wrapping their board. They're going to activate the Veg Spine again to attack us with it. They decide not to attack because we've got Incubate mana up, haven't we? So they can't really attack us. We're going to go Faithful Mending here. We're going to discard a Mirex. We don't need any more lands. And maybe the Syncopate? Yeah, they got a lot of mana. Play an Anchorage. Pass to them. We've got access to Faithful Mending plus Rona here to try and find ourselves a clock. I don't want to kill them with the Incubate tokens if I can help it. So they're going to cast a Raptor. We're just going to say no. Then you're going us, but that's fair. Oh, someone's... I had fun. They didn't because I had to answer the door.
Another one.
Okay, let's try and clock another player. Okay, Kadama. What if they're on green ramp? Some lands and a clock. Turn 1 clock? Oh, baby. Turn 1 clock's pretty good. I guess our biggest threat to an early clock is just getting it Braided out of any of the red decks. Braid's probably a pretty strong main deck answer to the clock in both Rakdos and Dinos. Probably what will make it be unplayable in actual standard. I'll put on green-white. They play the Quirion Beastcaller. To play a Mirex and play a Rona so we can start looting, get rid of one of these Wandering Emperors from our hand and try and find something more useful. One of the Inner Sky. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Is this counters? This is putting counters on shit. That's pretty decent. Play a Kellen as well, growing this to a 4/4. No blocks. I'm going to take 4 here. We want to put some counters on our Millennium Clock. We've got 5 mana Wrath in hand. So we'll play Anchorage. We've got Wandering Emperor the turn after next. We've got no Faithful Mending this turn because of how our mana works out, which is a bit rough. We might just be getting Rona under the bus here, so we can just conserve some life and get to our Sunfall. Kadama of the West Tree. Oh shit, they have Trample. Quirion becomes a 5/5. Okay, now I've got Trample. You can block the 1, 2, and the 2, 3. So I think we keep Rona around, just take 5 here. I'm going to say... we're going to activate Rona. Say no blocks. We're going to activate Rona in case we draw a Get Lost. Draw a Memory Deluge. We'll lose an Emperor here. We're going to take 5. We're going to let them search for a land. And in their end step, we're going to activate our clock. Our calendar, should I say. I keep thinking it's a clock, but I've just realized it's a calendar. They're going to put a counter on Warden of the Inner Sky by tapping creatures. That's fair. We're going to scry 1. Oh, not scry 1. They scried 1. God, my mind was all over the place there. We're doubling the counters up to 6. We untapping up to 10 counters now. 11 counters. Deserted Beach. So we're Sunfalling next turn. So surviving with Wandering Emperor is where we're at. What is this? Whenever you attack, you may discard a card if you do put +1 counter on target attacking creature against trample into a turn. That's real good. If whenever you discard 1 or more cards, exile top card of your library, you may play that card this turn. Wow. It's your next end step. Jeez. They grow the Beastcaller, which is the one that's going to get Emperored, without a doubt. They do have Restless Praise out of 3/3s here when they activate them for 4 mana, so we have to be aware that even after Wrathing, we might end up getting screwed over by the existence of, well, these things. So the Emperor Exile in the 6/6, making a 2 to the next turn to block with. This has haste. Oh, we dead. It's a lot of damage, I think. So they're going to go to attacks. They're going to put a counter somewhere. So we have to go to blocks. And we're taking 8 here, 8, 9, 10 damage. So Rona's going to block a 2/3. Then we're going to cast the Wandering Emperor. Oh, I should have tapped and untapped Rona because it's a legendary spell, of course. Exile Quirion Beastcaller, gain 2 life. Activate Rona, which I should have done before casting, because I'm a dum-dum. And then we discard, I guess, Anchorage. We don't need to get above 5 mana. We go to 5. They get to go get a load of lands into play off of the Kadama, 2 to be exact. We untap and put up to 16 counters on the calendar. Play a Deserted Beach. We activate Rona, and we discard, I guess this Plains or Disruption Protocol. Probably the Plains. It's probably wrong. And then we're going to uptick after the Sunfall. So we're going to Sunfall. Get rid of all these creatures. Incubate 6, and then we're going to make a Samurai, which loses our Wanderer, but that's fine. They have 1 card in hand, they have 2 creature lands in play as well. But only enough mana to activate 1 of them. They play a 5/5 Hasting Dragon. Womp womp. We were just turning the corner to get the calendar online and to start clocking them, and we lost to a Hasting Shivering Devastate, which is pretty funny.
Another one.
We now take the fight to Muck Fluffy 52 VIP. Let's keep this. We'll leave with an island past the turn. They are on Jund something. We're going to go Iganjo into Rona. Bits of Reunion. So they're like Reanimator. That's where this card normally sees play in other formats, right? They are on Reanimator. There's a Cruxet and Conorus in the bin. If I start milling them with Jace, that seems bad. Let's go activate Rona. Draw a card, discard a card. Let's discard the Mirex. Play an island. Play a Perfected Jace. Tick up Jace. And pass back to them. What's the cheapest Reanimator in Standard right now? That's 2 things that give Creature Taste. Interesting. They attack Jace. He can take 3. No blocks. Goes to 1. Jace is here just to buy time. Let's go Plains. Let's go uptick Jace. Target the strike team. And then let's just pass the turn, keeping up all of our stuff. I didn't loot at the end of the turn. I was really thinking about Jace. We're just trying to stop them from murdering us with whatever the fuck they're doing now. Okay. Make a treasure and discard a card. Draw a card. This is fine, I think. They find a Bridge the Multiverse. Okay, that's where they're going. 7 mana Bridge the Multiverse. So next time we might see a Bridge the Multiverse. We need a counter spell. We need one now. So I guess I'm Memory Delusion to find a counter spell. Entirely into the graveyard as well. But a clock and a counter spell if we can. We find the door and we find a Sunfall. Neither of these are great. So I'll take the clock. I'll take the shark and the clock. And then we'll activate Rona. We find it in a gate, which is very strong here. So we're going to discard probably the Sunfall. That's probably wrong, but we'll see. I think I'm doing something meant that now I'm tapped out. With 2 mana, what could that be? Nothing. Oh, I think I did in that main phase by accident. Here's an Ardakar Wastes. Here's another looter. So I should probably tap to draw and discard a card of Rona. We draw Restless Anchorage. We're going to discard the Anchorage. Rona untapped. So we make our looter. And then we're just going to shrink their 3-1 again. No attacks. Pass to them. If they go land, drop, breach, we negate it. And then we're digging for more counter magic and a clock. Breach the Multiverse. There we go. So we're going to negate that. It does nothing. It's negated. They attack Chase. I'm going to go to blocks and block just in case they have a pump spell. Kills the strike team. Was that their plan? And then instead we're going to draw a card, discard a card. Looking for a clock. I guess we discard Anchorage. And then we're going to draw a card, discard a card. Discard Beach. Go to our turn. I don't want to keep discarding lands. We found a clock. Okay. Thing is, we're shields down. Well, we've got both Wandering Emperor and Get Lost. But if they get, like I don't know, something with a very good enter the battlefield effect, well, then we can't really interact with it. Find another Emperor. We'll just discard it. Okay, we'll uptick Jace. Submit 0. And then no attacks. End turn. Keeping up Emperor and Get Lost. And the ability to, I guess, double our Millennium Clock counters with nothing there. If they cast a Brass's Tunnel, which we cannot get rid of with Get Lost, because Get Lost can't hit artifacts. So discard a number of cards and draw many cards. They're going to discard the card in their hand, probably, yeah. Another Haste Enabler. They draw 2 cards. At the end of their turn, they're going to put a trigger on the stack. We're going to go ahead and draw a card, discard a card. So we're going to draw and discard a land, sure. I guess speaking of land drops does help our calendar. And then we're going to go ahead and draw a card, discard a card. Do you know what? I don't need this Sea Shark at this point. I'm going to hit a land drop there. And then we're just going to let that resolve. Then flash in the Emperor. Auto untap. They're going to make mana here. They're just trying to scare me. Draw a card, discard a card. You can discard a Mirix. Make an Emperor. And then I guess we just tick up here. Put a counter on Rona, of course. And then my turn, we untap. We put a load of counters on the Millennium Clock. 7 to be exact. Deserted Beach. We will tick up Jace. Target nothing. Make a Samurai. End the turn. The problem with the Samurai here is they're vigilant, so they can't be tapped for the clock. Which kind of blows. They're going to make another invasion. Make another treasure. They spend treasure to cast it. They float 5 mana. Brass's Tunnel goes on the stack. It allows them to the treasures going into the bin actually allows them to trigger the Brass's Tunnel, right? And plus the one it flips gives them discover. So we're going to draw a card, discard a card. Discard the Wastes. We're going to draw a card, discard a card. Discard the island. We've got a Teferi now, baby. And then we're going to double the counters on our Millennium Calendar. Up to 14. And then we're going to go white, 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 and blue. Resolve Brass's Tunnel. Go to our turn, untap. Find another Get Lost, which is a shame. We're going to activate the Millennium Door. No, hang on. That's not a Millennium Door. Names are hard. Discard a Get Lost. We're going to activate Rona. Discard a Get Lost. We'll keep Disruption Protocol up. Play a Teferi. Untap Rona. 0 Jace. Put a counter on Rona. We're going to untap our calendar, our creature, and our land, I guess. I wanted to activate... Next time we get to activate calendar, we have to double activate thanks to Teferi. Charming Scoundrel does some stuff. Discard a card, draw a card, sure. They attack Jace and we block it. That's weird. Because they already discarded... I guess they want to trigger this. I don't know. With that on the start, we're going to Faithful Mend. Discard 2 cards. Draw a card, discard a card. Discard Get Lost. Draw a card, discard a card. Discard Deserted Beach. They flip their drill site. We untap and double our counters on Millennium Calendar. We activate Rona. Draw a Rona, discard a Rona. We make a white and we make a colorless. We activate Millennium Calendar. 62. We uptick and we untap Calendar, Rona, and this Plains. We uptick Emperor. We uptick Jace. We attack the Throne because we don't want to loot anymore, I don't think. Because we're going to deck ourselves before we get to activate this a few more times. I think we need like 3 more turns to Millennium Calendar them. Obviously, they could make an Atali in that time. Whatever the fuck this is going to discover now. So it's going to discover 7, which is probably going to cast them an Atali. So this does a... Okay, we can let this resolve. I'm going to counter the Atali or whatever they hit. Jewel Thief. So Jewel Thief resolves. And then I'm going to counter the Zopandrel, tapping our door to do so. They give the Jewel Thief haste, sure. And we're going to block with our Samurai. And then we're going to activate our Millennium Calendar. We want to activate it every turn cycle now. 132 counters on it now. I think I just missed a counter, actually. We're going to go white and colorless and activate to draw a card, discard a card. Start the shark, sure. Activate 264 counters. Then we're going to go ahead and untap it, Rona and the planes. Make a Samurai, uptick Jace, no attacks, end turn. We're probably faithful mending in response to any big thing, so we can try and find ourselves a counter spell. At the end of their turn, we're going to Memory Deluge then. No, we're not. We're going to activate Millennium Calendar instead. And then we're going to Faithful Mend. Discard Anchorage into Fairy, I guess. Nah, we'll keep the land. Activate this. Draw a card, discard a card. Discard the land to keep the counter spell. Make a white mana. Activate Rona. Go to my turn. Untap. Trigger Millennium Calendar. Activate it. We hit 1,000. And we do it. And the animation just shoots our opponent for 1,000 damage. I was expecting a bigger clock thing than that. Which I was expecting, I don't know, a big calendar or clock to appear on screen and like pages to tear off or arms to spin around. I don't know. I can't tell the difference between a clock and a calendar.
Another one.
Okay, once more into the breach. Because, like, we got there, but it was almost like, turn 1 calendar, let's go. I don't even know what the rest of the hand is. But we kind of, like, got there because our opponent... Well, it's an inevitability at some point, isn't it? So let's play the clock and say hello. So, what is our opponent on against our blue... Is this my new love? Am I into blue-white control again? Sphinx's Rev used to be my love, but now we're just calendaring people. 1 counter. It begins. Let's go out of our wastes, and we will just pass the turn to our opponent. We can keep up mending. They are the Worldly Gaze. They're on some sort of graveyard-based deck, I guess. Maybe this is to enable Descend later in the game, or maybe we're against some sort of Reanimator again. Are we into Breach the Multiverse 7-mana Reanimator again? Because that might be a good matchup for us if we can just always have our counter magic in play. What the fuck is this? You can tell I didn't play much Standard or Wilds of Eldraine Limited because I've not read this yet. I know it's meant to be good. Mill the cards, you may put a non-creature, non-land card from among those milled into your hand. Sure. They're definitely doing graveyard shit. There's an Atraxa. They're definitely on Breach. We're going to Faithful Mend. We're digging for counter magic here. We want to hit land drops. We're discarding 2 cards, probably the Deluge for later. I'll keep it I don't want to keep it Get Lost. We can discard Faithful Mending as well. It's kind of like value at that point. We untap it 2 counters on our thing. Playing islands. We got double blue up. Pass back to our opponent. Oh, I didn't mend. I was literally too busy thinking about whether I want to use a Gargantua on this. If that's an absolute waste. It's an absolute waste for the record. I should have mended there. Should have mended. That was bad. Deserted Beach. Didn't even tap my mana. I've basically lost a turn. I've lost 3 counters, which 3 out of 1,000 is a lot. Mill the top 4 cards of your library, then put instant sorcery or fairy card from among them, milk into your hand. Oh, it's like Squadron Hawk. But it mills. They put Squaring Emergence into there. Is that their counter magic? That's interesting. We'll take 1 here. They cast this. That is fine. It's a flyer. They aren't going to cast everything now. Let's pick up an Emperor. We're going to exile a creature just to keep their board clear. We need to get rid of this, which my Get Lost can kill. Oh, no, it's not the enchantment. Sorry. Don't know why I thought it was the enchantment. I thought it was something completely different. A bit of Triumph to kill my Emperor. That's fine. I love trading cards. That's why I play trading card games. We draw a Rona, play a Rona, pass to them. They have 6 permanents in the bin at the moment. We could do with a Farewell to Exile Graveyards. Maybe I'd actually play one of those. They hit us for 1 there. They're going to mill themselves for 4 again, which probably puts their reanimation spell online, if I'm honest. Could do with a counter somewhere telling you like what your descend number is. That'd be good. Draw 2 cards. Discard an island and a broker's hideout, I guess. We untap. We put some counters on our Millennium Calendar. Play a Seachrome Coast. No attacks. Pass the turn to them. They surveil 3. The Atraxa's going to draw them so many cards that like get lost in it after it's resolved. Really ain't too hard. So they're going to make a Virtue of Persistence, I think, which is actually really good for us because we can get rid of that with Get Lost. And then get all the Atraxa draw. This is very good for us. And it then triggers in their upkeep. So getting the Atraxa was a much better play into a format where Get Lost exists. So here I'm going to Get Lost them an R turn, but in the meantime I'm going to make an Emperor. Draw a card, discard a card, make an Emperor, put a counter on my Rona, make a white mana, tap my Rona, draw a Restless Anchorage, put it in the bin. On my turn, we untap a lot of counters on our Millennium Calendar. We're up to 19 of 1,000. So this is 7 mana with Otawara for the Deluge. So I think at this point, we're not really looting much anymore. Gonna go like this. Gonna exile the Persistence. We're gonna make a Samurai and say no attacks. end the turn. So they're going to look at our hand and get rid of a creature or planeswalker. We don't have anything, so that's pretty decent. It does search on second pip for the Reanimator spell again, though. Oh shit, this has read ahead? Oh no, that's not good. Okay, so they have an Atraxa. I don't think we have a way to beat because it's vigilant. I guess it's time to try and race the Atraxa with our Millennium Calendar, which will take all day. They besage you our calendar. Well, that might be game over, honestly. That's a shame. Okay, well, the calendar's gone. Yeah, in a world of Besagers, maybe calendar isn't the best win con. Attack Wandering Emperor, which will take 1, sure. So we draw a Mirex, which we don't want. We're going to activate Rona, draw a Negate, which we kind of do want, but it's a bit late. Drop the Mirex. We're going to put a +1/+1 counter on this. I guess my Otawara bouncing the Atraxa is something, but not great. And then we're going to hold up Memory Deluge, which will hopefully find us a Sunfall so we can continue playing, but then they'll just make the other Atraxa, because there is a second one in the bin. God, my life for a farewell, honestly. They're attacking me and not the Emperor, which is interesting and cool. And good. We go to 14. We're dead in 2 turns. They play a Somnophage. They're trying to ensure that I'm dead next turn. So, do I negate this? No, right? I have to hold it. Cool. We're going to start mapping now, perhaps. Is their deck like almost empty? 24 cards. Maybe Jace is our win con here. They're going to map. They hit a land. They can play this next turn, the Virtue of Pestilence. Oh my goodness. Okay, Memory Deluge. We do not find a Wrath, which is kind of crazy, honestly. I'm a bit shocked. So Chrome Seed Shark will give us blockers off the back of a Faithful Mending, as well as Teferi, as well as Clock, and it's a win con. We'll take Teferi here. On our turn, we untap and we draw an Adakar Wastes. We go land, Seed Shark. I guess the Shark can block the Atraxa. Yeah, I guess. We'll activate Rona. Really looking for an explosion spell here. Oh god. Do I want to discard a calendar? Oh fuck. Probably not. Probably not. Guess I'm going to have to. Yeah, I've got to. It makes me sad, but I've got to. Then we're going to play a Teferi, who can dig deep for the Incubate next turn. We're going to dig deep with Rona. Find a land, put it in the bin. We're going to uptick. We're going to untap this. We're going to untap this. We're going to untap this. Otawara. We'll make another body. No attacks. Pass turn. Oh boy. So they're going to Otherworldly Gaze. We know they've got a Grim Captain. We know they've got a Squirming Emergence. And we know they've got a Cruel Somnophage. 2 other unknown cards. I guess another Virtue, playing it for the Lochthwain Scorn, will kill another blocker. But I think we can survive another turn and dig for one more time for a Sunfall. There's none in our bin. So they gaze here. I'm probably down to very next turn just to find a real spell. So they're going to put a Atali into play. It won't have it won't have haste, but it's whenever it enters the battlefield, right? So we got to negate here. Feels bad considering, but here we are. So they go to combat. If they attack Teferi, I'd probably have to think about throwing Chrome Shark in front of it. They're both going at Teferi. So we throw a 2/2 in front of the Somnophage, the Shark in front of her because she doesn't have Trample. Wandering Emperor takes 1. Yeah, that's it. That's the tweet. They're on 33. That's fine. We can beat them on 33. We got win cons. There's another 8/8. Okay. But we untap. We find a Teferi. We -2 Teferi. Look 3 cards deep and we find Memory Deluge. Okay. We cast Memory Deluge. Look 4 cards deep. We find Get Lost. Okay. That's something. And we find Disruption Protocol, which is also something. There's 2 8/8s here. We'll cash the Emperor in for 2/2. And we have access to 2 blockers. Get Lost and Disruption Protocol. I'm so good at this game that we get to fight another day. We're going to say no attacks. Pass the turn. We can tap an Incubate token to pay just 2 mana for Disruption Protocol. So they cast Virtue. We can't let that resolve. So we're going to tap an untapped artifact and tap this one. So we have to counter the Virtue. Now, how do they attack? So I really want to keep Teferi around to dig for a sun mud thing again. So they're going to map the pick lock, sorry. They find a land. Annoyingly, Get Lost only destroys, which the Reanimator matchup does matter. 2 8/8 to us. So we're going to the blocks. I can take 8 here, I think. Yeah. So block like this. Get Lost this. Take 9. Shit on it. Didn't think of that. Teferi goes to 3. No, it goes to 2. It's fine. We're cashing it in. We found a Sunfall. On top of our library, we've got a Sunfall. Sunfall does exile, by the way. So I really wanted exile whilst the Atraxa was in play, but looks like we aren't doing that. We're gonna tap Rona, discard a land. Yeah. Then we're gonna Sunfall. Well, yeah, we're not Sunfalling, are we? Let's be honest. So they're gone. We incubate again. So we've got 10 power of Incubate in play. And then I guess, what's the chance of them hasting something at me? Very low, but I shouldn't risk it. So let's go blue, unincubate this 4. Go to combat, attack. Take them to 29. They have 14 cards left in the library. We're going to untap this, and this. Now we can use Faithful Mending to ditch this Teferi in hand. But basically, we need to find a clock and start clocking. A calendar, should I say. I know 2 of them in the bin. I think I'm only playing 3. They're going to make the big fucking pestilence again. So now we need to find exactly a copy of Get Lost. So I think I'm Faithful Mending. Faithful Mend. Draw 2, discard 2. Do not find Get Lost. We're going to Plains and Zoe Beach into the bin. We find a Millennium Calendar. That's pretty good. We're going to down tick to Fairy. We find Disruption Protocol, which is not what we need. But we do find a Great Door. We're going to play a Great Door. We're going to go ahead and draw a card, discard a card, find a Wastes, play it to Fairy, keep the one we just played, go to combat, take them to 25, and then we're going to uptick to Fairy. So we're going to untap this artifact, this creature, this land, and we're going to try and draw Get Lost again. I'm so good at this game! Okay, we have to discard the calendar, which absolutely blows, but they don't get to reanimate a tile this turn. They get a map. They can activate this creature and then start mapping in their turn, I guess. And it's a 4/4 that when it attacks, create a food, and X up to 1 target card from a graveyard. That's something. Big 9/9s, a 4/4. I hope it doesn't become a 5/5, so I can't trade off with it. It does not. They hit a land. Sweet. They map again. Hit 1 more land. 10 cards in library. It's a 5/5. Looks like I'm blocking. Doesn't have anything else. No, cool. So they make a food token. I don't think we're killing them with life here. I think we're decking them. We've got 11 draw steps to go. They exile by Deluge. That's... Okay, I didn't realize that would happen. That's rough. Lose off 4/4. They map again onto the 10/10. We draw Mirrex. So we're looking for another sun thingy-mabob. Guess we die to that land before we kill them, which is not good. So let's draw and discard this Mirrex. That's another Mirrex. Let's dig 3 deep. We find a Jace. Jace doesn't do it, does it? Unless we chump block. Oh wait, it does do it. It kills them. They only have 11 cards in their library. We're going to mill them for 15. This feels glorious. That is satisfying, right? Oh, I better play this. What a satisfying conclusion. You didn't let me calendar you? Well, then you die to your own hubris. Wait. Otherworldly Gaze doesn't put things back onto the library, right? Surveil? No. Oops. Good game. That was some magic. That was like clench my teeth, grab the sides of my chair and just squeeze my arsehole tight for like 18 minutes of my life. That was fucking sick. Didn't calendar them, but I'll take the decking out the reanimated deck playing control. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section below. I've been Vince, also PleasantKenobi on the internet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. And if you didn't like Blue-White Control, what can I say? You're a coward.